Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. Hey, today we are going to look at an Enlightened Combat Zone set. This is set 822, and I think it comes with 310 pieces. I'm not sure, I don't speak Chinese. It comes with 2 minifigs, I know that for sure. A horse, and a couple of missiles. Don't ask me why there is a horse and a dude with a whip chasing a rocket-launching military truck. I don't know. I don't design them, I just build them. Ever since I posted my first video with Enlightened trains, people have been saying, hey, have you built any of the Enlightened ships or the military sets? They're really cool. And I was thinking about getting some, but I just never got around to getting some. And then out of nowhere, a friend of mine from Australia sent me 2 really cool Enlightened military sets. And a really cool Oxford military set. Now in the future, I'll do reviews on each of the sets that he sent me, but we have to start somewhere, so we're going to start with this one right here. First off, this is a really cool and sturdy truck. It has big rubber tires on it, and the missiles, they shoot out pretty good. And something else that's very important for a set like this, it is realistic looking. It looks really cool, and as in all the Enlightened sets, the little writing and markings you see on the side of the vehicle, they come already on there. The decals are pre-applied at the factory, which is good because I can't put a sticker on to save my life. I can't put a decal or a sticker or any of that stuff on there straight to save my life. It comes out crooked or tear it off. Oh, it's horrible. I just can't do it. So that's what I love about the Enlightened sets. They do it for you. This is a really neat set that makes a really cool looking vehicle, but there's something else. This is also a 3-in-1 set. That's right. It makes 2 other items. It also makes a goofy-looking jet fighter, and it makes a smaller vehicle and a building. But these additional builds are for experts only because there are no instructions for them. They might be online somewhere. I have not been able to find them. They come with a standard set of instructions for the main build, and then there's these other things you can build, but they're not going to give you any instructions for them. Now, I've already said this vehicle is cool. This vehicle is realistic. It's sturdy. It is good on just so many levels. Most importantly, I want to point out the wheels and tires. These big off-road rubber tires are amazing. They grip the road with amazing surety. They are great for all terrain, for mud, for sand, for gravel, for mountains, for snow, no matter where you are. Big rubber off-road tires like this is what your military vehicle needs. Alright, now let's talk about what I don't like. I always share what I like, and I share what I don't like. Number 1, here's a like. The bricks go together fine. If you've never had an Enlightened set, these are top-notch. They're about as good as Lego. In fact, the ones in this set are probably better quality than Mega Bloks. And as you guys know, I have a lot of the Enlightened train sets, and sometimes it can be hit or miss with those train sets. The bricks are always fine. The detail and the markings where they put the decals on at the factory, those are always fine. It's just sometimes some of the Enlightened railcar designs where they'll have doors or something, they don't want to stay closed, or there's it's more of a design problem they have with some of their things. And this is the first non-Enlightened rail train thing that I've ever built. I'm very impressed with it. And hey, I love the Enlightened rail cars because they have these rail cars and engines, locomotives that Lego does not make. But at least with the Enlightened train sets, it's kind of been my experience that 80% of them are top-notch, as good as Lego, if not better, definitely as good as Lego, and about 20%, hey, the bricks are as good as Lego, but the design is definitely lacking. So it's really hit or miss with the trains and the rail cars on what you're going to end up with. But like I said, this is my first Enlightened military set. Well, now I have 2 of them, and I put them both together, and they're both top-notch. Very impressed. The quality is better than Mega Bloks. That's right, I said it, better than Mega Bloks. Alright, now on to what I said I don't like. Okay, number 1, these rockets, these missiles here, they're multi-piece things, they're multi-stage. Instead of having one big long missile, like the Creo sets have to shoot out, it would have been better if they would have done that, because every time you shoot this, the bricks are going to fall apart. And yes, you can say it's like a brick explosion, but I want a missile that I can shoot out, pick up off the ground, and shoot out again. Okay, it's not horrible, that's just a personal, opinion of mine. That's the way I like it. This kind of fails on that, but I'm going to glue the bricks together for these missiles, and I'm not going to have to worry about them falling apart again. Not a problem. I have model glue. Bam, glue them together. Problem solved. And really, there's only one other design problem with this set, and it is a very easy fix. It's going to be no problem to fix it. And this problem it's very simple to fix. Like I said, on the back where you have your turret, where you spin it around so you can aim your rockets or your missiles in any direction. You have just this small hinged 4-lug piece that you're pivoting on. When you kind of rock it up and down, you just have 4 holes on one side, 4 lugs on the other side, and that's all that's supporting the torque and the weight of moving it around. That piece really needs to be bigger, so I'm going to modify it and make it a bigger piece, or I'm just going to break down, put a couple of dabs of glue on this thing, 2 dabs on the bottom, anchor it to the part of the turret down there that spins, 2 drops on the top, anchor it to a bigger piece, bam, problem fixed. Okay, now before we go any farther, I know you guys are going to say, well, you shouldn't have to glue your sets together. Hey, I've had to glue plenty of Lego sets together. Not just Enlighten sets or Kobe sets or Oxford sets, yes, even Lego sets. Because you'll have a hinge or you have something that's not properly supported, or they're going by looks, not playability, so every time you move it, it falls off. A couple little drops of glue. Don't glue your whole set together, just glue 2 or 3 little pieces together. That's all you'll need to brace what it is you're making. And really, if you think about it, a couple drops of glue strategically placed on a couple of pieces can save you, well, not just hours of headaches and pain, but also, if you're designing your own set, a couple of drops of glue here or there, it can save you from having to use maybe a dozen other pieces here or there to shore it up when just a couple of drops of glue can do it. Oh, and something else that's funny about this set, I don't want to say it's a negative or a thumbs down, but a guy on a horse with a whip chasing a modern rocket launcher. What is up with that? Granted, this set was made in China. Is there something going on in China I don't know about? Do you have guys on horses fighting military vehicles, modern military rocket launching vehicles, being chased by guys on horses with machine guns and a whip? I don't know. Kind of confusing. Oh yeah, and there's something else about this set. This isn't really either thumbs down either. It's just my personal opinion. I don't like the weapons like this that are really cool and designed on one side and then have this lug on the other side. I don't like it. It's very unrealistic. It's not like a brick arms or an Oxford weapon. I've said this before, and I've had comments, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. What are you complaining about? Some of you guys love that because you have versatility with that hole and that lug on the other side where you can hook it to something. Hey, I don't like that. A lot of you guys do. So that really isn't a downside to this. Just something I don't prefer. But really, how often are you going to use this weapon? You got a dude on a horse with a whip and a machine gun, and then you got the dude driving the rocket launcher. I'm going to be the dude driving the rocket launcher. So this guy's going to chase me with a machine gun and a whip on a horse, and I'm just going to step on the gas pedal and drive away and not see him again. So that machine gun isn't going to bother me at all. And in case you guys are wondering, how does the Enlighten military set stack up against some of the other military brick sets? Well, here you go. What we're looking at here is a couple of Enlighten sets. We have an Oxford set and a whole bunch of the Mega Bloks military sets. Which ones look cool, which ones don't? Oh, and right there in front, that is a Best Lock tank. Yeah, with the broken tread. That came with 2 broken treads. Hey, top notch, huh? Alright, so what do you think? Have you ever built an Enlightened Combat Zones military set? Have you ever thought about it? Do you have any Enlighten sets at all? Or are you one of those people that says if it's not Lego, you want nothing to do with it? And you can be that way, but you're going to miss out on a lot of really cool sets. Maybe you could get a hold of some Enlightened design plans or even an Enlightened set like this and rebuild the whole thing yourself with Lego pieces. Well, there's plenty of pieces on here you're not going to get from Lego, so you can build the whole thing out of Lego and then just put a couple little Enlightened pieces on there. If it makes you feel any better, you can just glue them together. Not that you would need to, but it might make you feel better. Whenever I do a set that's non-Lego, I have people leave comments saying, yeah, the bricks are just falling apart here. I said it before, I will say it again. I have plenty of non-Lego sets. I have plenty of Lego sets. In fact, I have more non-Lego sets than most people have regular Lego sets. And I have more Lego sets than a lot of people have Lego sets. So I have a lot of both. So I'm speaking from a little bit of experience here. I have never had a non-Lego brick disintegrate in my hands. I have had a couple of bad Best Lock bricks that looked like they came out of the mold pretty bad. But there is no problem with these bricks. I haven't had a gripping or a locking problem. I haven't had missing lugs. I have had no problem with these bricks. So people who are leaving these comments saying, well, I had this set and the bricks just fell apart in my hands and they were bricks. You're fooling yourself, or you're trying to be the fool, because that's not what's happening. If you don't like a non-Lego set, just say, hey, I don't like a non-Lego set. And then you can be happy without having cool military vehicles. And those of us who will accept the other bricks will be happy by having them. Then you guys can be happy, and we can be happy, and we can all be happy together. Hey, that's pretty happy, huh? Alright, so what do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section. And, as always, thanks for watching. And as always, feel free to hate on this non-Lego set.
Beameister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.